The Straight Talk Wireless 400 was an entertaining watch, let's say. Something that went down to the wire, something that's been quite decisive, unsurprisingly, given that we only have one more race until the Championship 4 at Phoenix. So yeah, let's have a bit of a talk about it. Let's talk about what happened at Homestead Miami for the one and only race at Homestead this year. And let's start off with the story of the race. Really, the main story of the race is Tyler Reddick, right? Qualifies on pole, wins stage 1, 4th in stage 2, and then in stage 3 decides to go long, bit like how we saw Joey Logano do at the previous round in Vegas. But Reddick does pits late. Caution comes out for Kyle Larson, and when all of the rest of the lead lap people go into the pits, Reddick doesn't have to. Can restart from pole. Even though he gets jumped by Hamlin and Blaney on the restart, manages to on the final lap go from 3rd to 1st, drives through it. Him and Larson were almost on another level on Sunday with their driving, and yeah, worthy winner. Great to see him in the Championship 4. It's a big narrative in the NASCAR sphere, especially considering that 2311 may not have any charters next year, given the current disputes that 2311 and Front Row are getting into with the sanctioning body. Denny Hamlin, who is the team owner of 2311 alongside Michael Jordan, was very nearly the driver who also won it. But 3rd place, he qualified 4th, he ran well throughout the race. It was, 7th in stage 1, yeah, but he did win stage 2. Whereas the likes of Ryan Blaney, who started 20th, was there or thereabouts. I think it was 4th and a 5th before getting 2nd place in the end, but like I said, started down in 20th. In fact, all of the playoff drivers, except for Joey Logano, were prevalent throughout the race. Logano still had some points where he was up towards the pointy end of the field. So it's not as if, he was nowhere to be seen. But since he's, won his way in, he doesn't really have to worry anymore about it. But let's talk about the playoff picture with only Martinsville left to go. And right now, we will lose at least one Hendrick car. It's weird to think that in the space of 2 weeks, they went from having all 4 briefly in the round of 8 to the very real possibility that if next week goes the way of Denny Hamlin or Ryan Blaney, we could see no Chevys in the Championship 4. We have a Toyota and we have a Ford. And unsurprisingly, the Ford is a Penske. Surprisingly, the Toyota is 2311. Yes, they have technical alliance with JGR, but it's not a Gibbs Toyota that's guaranteed in. One driver will point themselves in as is guaranteed, and will Bell be the driver to do it? That's not guaranteed yet. He performs well in stage 1 and stage 2 at Martinsville. It more or less is. He's 29 points above the cut line right now, but only 22 to the good over Byron. So he's got to run well in those first 2 stages relative to Byron, and then finish. Ideally, run top 10 the entire weekend, but that's not something that has to be done. But yeah, Byron 7 to the good over Larson. Hamlin is 18 out, Blaney 38 out, and Elliott 43 out. It's weird to think that we have 4 champions in this round of 8. Only one of them is guaranteed into Championship 4 right now, and that's Joey Logano, who has won only a couple of times this season. Has arguably been the worst average performer out of the drivers in the round of 8. I mean, I think, what was he in the regular season? 18th in points? Wasn't even top 16 in points. But yeah, came through and is now re-celebrating the even year boosts that apparently he has. But it really is anyone's game. I mean, Hendrick did really well at Martinsville in the spring, but Blaney won the full race last year. I believe we've got the mixed tyre compounds at Martinsville, similar to what we saw at Richmond. And oh boy, that Richmond race was certainly controversial. Martinsville seemed to be controversial the past few years in playoff terms. More so in Xfinity, but you do have to remember Chastain's freebirding Hail Melon in 2022. Yeah, I don't know what to say. But what I do want to do is wrap this all up nicely. This was a good race. It was fun to watch. I do struggle though with NASCAR, like if I'm watching it in catch up, with the length of the races. Because the races are still 3 hours long. And it's okay if it is a WEC where I can sit down and watch it in multiple sittings, or what else is there that I can sit down and watch in multiple sittings? IMSA. But with NASCAR, I don't really want to do that. At the same time, the highlight reels don't cover everything that make the sport great. Maybe it was I knew that there was a last lap pass because in the 12 hours between the race ending and me watching it, Eric Heestep had uploaded his review of it. But I didn't know who was going to be winning. I saw the Iceberg had a photo of Blaney, so like, has Blaney got through? Yeah, it was still fun to watch. I don't agree with Eric Heestep saying it was like a 100 on a groovy gauge. But some of the people that did stand out for me in this race, Carson Hocevar, the kid ran what, top 5 on multiple occasions. Still running away with the Rookie of the Year. I mean, the thing is with Hocevar, the person I would compare him to, whether you like it or not, is a Verstappen type. I say that with all the respect in the world because I've interacted with Hocevar before. I was in a NASCAR iRacing race with him. The kid loves doing that stuff. He loves just being able to enjoy these bits and pieces. What was it? He was the one who went on Cameo to ask for people to get paid the NASCAR drivers to say to vote for him. I think that was for the All-Star race as well. It was hilarious. He's got such a bright future ahead of him in Cup if he can keep his head down. In the race, he finished behind AJ Allmendinger, and the Dinger, he's going back full-time next year, isn't he? A year after stopping being full-time, he's full-time again. And that will be cool to see, alongside people like SVG going full-time in Cup. And the last thing, it's something that Ari Step opened with as a joke. That 7 car seems cursed. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure Haley led a lap today, but man, he got involved in what, 2 different cautions? One right at the start where he went down on Ricky Stenhouse and span himself out. The other one, I think he got driven through by Ty Gibbs, who had a strange one in that he lost a gear, which I can't remember the last time I heard somebody in the Cup Series, in the Gen 7s, say they lost a gear. But yeah, he lost 4th, which, somewhere like Homestead, it's not a gear you really want to lose. That said, are there any gears you really want to lose at 1.5 miles? Thanks for watching, folks, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Until next time, it's bye-bye for now.